welcome to the Whispyloops podcast. Hi to everyone who's been here before, and thank you for coming back, and welcome to everyone who's new. I hope you enjoy. My name is Eva, and this is my podcast where I talk mostly about knitting, but as of lately I've been enjoying quite some other crafts as well. Today I'll be talking about some crochet and maybe the next time some embroidery and sewing. Yeah, I've got my notes down here, that's why I'm glancing down. I hope that doesn't happen too often, but just to get into the flow, because it's been quite a while. My last podcast was 2 weeks before Christmas, I want to say, and yeah, it's been a while. I'm not going to talk about Christmas anymore. I've done loads of gift knits, which some of them I've shared, but some I'm keeping behind because it's now second week of January, and yeah, I'm well into the new year. I hope you are too. And yes, so you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Whispyloops. And before I forget, I will link everything I talk about in the show notes in the description box below or on the site. And let's dive in, shall we? Today it's a gorgeous day. It's blue skies, sun's out, and pretty warm. But I've shut my sheer curtains, so I hope I don't get the glare. And yeah, I'm still drinking tea though, because it's still winter, it's still cold outside. But my room is the room on the corner of our house that gets the most sun, so I get sun from 7 in the morning all the way until the end of the day. So my room heats up quite intensely, so I have to air out a lot. But I've kept the window closed now, although the birds are chirping and it's really nice, but there are also some lawnmowers going and I didn't want to that. Yes, so I'm drinking a herbal blend tea with rose, chamomile and lavender, and it's really nice. Yeah, it's lovely, but I'm hoping for it to cool down, to actually get cold, because I am quite warm. And I am wearing a very old finished object. This is one of the first things I've ever made last year, the year before when I started knitting. I've been knitting since almost 2 years, and this was one of the first things I've done. It's a Raglan cardigan, except it does not have a button band, because at that time I didn't know how to knit in the round, so I knit back and forth, and then originally sewn it up to make a jumper, and then this would have been in the back, but I've opened it again to wear as a cardigan, and it is super big, super chunky, and yeah, it's quite nice. I wear it a lot. It is a little bit not uncomfortable, no, it's very comfortable, impractical, because, well, you know, they're very big and they fall down and it gets in the way, and it's quite heavy. It's a lovely yarn, which is a ribbon yarn. I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to find a section which is still looks good. But yeah, it's a ribbon yarn, something, I'm not sure. It is very lofty and nice, but I think I might take it off already. Maybe I'll put it back on, but for now it's warm enough, so I don't need my cardigan. And I'm also wearing my finished Camisole number 4. This is the second one I've made, and this one is crouch up, don't mind my bottoms. Yeah, I'm wearing sweatpants because I'm home. Who cares? Yeah, this is the second camisole, number 4, from my favorite things knitwear that I made. This is the size 2 and it fits much better than the first time where I knit this size 3. I'm gonna sit down again. And I made this one from the leftover Oslo yarn by Lang Yarns, which I used to make the year-round popover by Melissa George from Homebody Fibers, which I made and wore and talked about in my last video. So if you want to see that, go check it out. Yeah, I love it. It's very comfortable. It's very simple, very enjoyable to knit. And this is my first finished object because last time I was still working on it and I finished it over the Christmas days. What else? Oh yeah, we went from what I'm drinking to what I'm wearing to straight into finished objects. So let's continue with another top. Ironically, I've been quite into some summer knitting, although it's still winter, and I much rather have some more thick, cozy jumpers. I've made this one, I made this one, which I'm going to talk about, and I made another top, which is a draft for something else, which I want to try later in the year. Yeah, okay, take a deep breath. So, loads of little top knitting. One which is still a secret. This one though, this one hopped onto my needles and off in the meantime, and it is super simple. It's just a t-shirt with some eyelet increases and what's that? I-cord bind-offs in a contrast color, all on every cuff and neckline and hem. Yes, so I made this up. I might write a pattern for it. I've got so many ideas to write patterns, but I've taken notes, but I'm yet to actually sit down and write a pattern because, especially garments, it's quite intimidating with the grading and everything. I want to be size inclusive, so there's loads of mathematics going on, and yeah, I'm yet to figure that out, but we'll get to it eventually. It's one of my plans for this year, but I'm going to talk about my knitting plans at the end of the video. So yeah, this one, simple t-shirt. I had 2 strands of Ecodenim by Mondial, which is a 100% recycled cotton made from jeans, I believe, which is quite cool in my opinion. In the blue and in natural. It's not white, it's a cream. Yeah. It's quite lovely. It's cropped and just, yeah, nice little t-shirt. Maybe I'll insert a little clip of it at the beginning, the end. You'll know. That's that. Oh yeah, and I knit this on 6mm needles. Yeah. Anything else? No. Right. I've got 2 more finished objects. Both of them are crochet. And the first one was a gift knit for my brother's birthday a couple of days ago. And I've asked him if I could have it for the podcast, and he said yes, obviously. And it's this, which doesn't look like much. It's a little pouch, has a zipper, it is lined using an old bedsheet, and it's just some, what is it, double crochet and single crochet rows, and I just improvised it to fit his headphones. So he has those like wireless Bluetooth headphones. They're really cool, but he needed a place to put them to keep them safe in like a big bag, so I made him a little pouch. And the cool thing about this is that this yarn is 100% hemp. It was quite annoying to work with because it's very tough and very rough. So yeah, it was a little hard on my hands, but I do it for my brother. And he's really pleased. He likes it. And so that was a quick little object that I crocheted. Let's take a sip of tea. Right. I hope I'm not rushing. I always try to slow myself down. I've got quite a lot to get through, but I don't want this to be like overly long. Try to keep it to 30 minutes, 45, something like that. We'll see. Okay, next and last finished object are these. Okay, I'm gonna show them individually from the right side. These are some mug rugs that I made using tapestry crochet and a pattern by SheMakesCrochet. She loves crochet. I'll link it down below. Not focusing. And they've got these really pretty patterns, and they were loads of fun to make. Look at that little fringe. I haven't blocked these, I probably should because they're curling up a little bit. But yeah, these were a nice in-between venture after gift knitting socks and hats and all this stuff. I made these in between the years, like between Christmas and New Year's. It was just, yeah, it was nice. And I love the patterns. I used some leftover cotton yarn. The white is 100% cotton, organic cotton, and the purple is 50% cotton, 50% polyamide or polyester. I'm not sure what's the difference there. Yeah, and there were just some leftovers from projects that I did last year, and I might make more. I've got a teal, which would look nice, I think, and maybe some black and white. Yeah, I've got the idea from, gosh, what's her name? Oh no, I forgot. Oh yeah, Kaci. I've got the idea from Kaci from the Young Folk Knits podcast. She made some of these, and I was like, oh my god, they look amazing. I need to make them. And so I did. And I'm very happy. And that's all I'm going to say about them. Right. Oh, the sunshine is giving me so much energy. I feel like I'm like talking confusedly. I can't find my words. And I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. I've already got blush cheeks because I'm warm. I'm excited. But it's just, I love sunshine. And it's so good to have some bright days after all the grey. Alright, let's move into let's move into whips. Right. First up, I'm going to tell you that I ripped out my Bombay shawl, which I tried to insert a picture there. That was a shawl that I started in 2021 summertime. It was a long-term project. It was linen stitch and some lace, and it was nice, but it wasn't quite right, and it wasn't quite like I imagined it. It was a little bit narrower. It was nice and long, but it was narrower. It was more like a scarf than a shawl or a wrap. And I don't know, it was just sitting there in the corner, and I was like, do I want it or not? And I much rather had the yarn back and say I ripped it out, and I'm still deciding what to do with it. I thought about the hipster shawl by Jorge Locatelli, or maybe a jumper. I've got enough. So yeah. But that yarn will probably make a return here too. So look out for that. It's gorgeous yarn. It's blue and has like speckles of brown and orange and some dark teal. It's really nice. But yeah, it just wasn't right for the project. So I ripped out that one, and I also ripped out the scrappy shawl that I made using Tunisian crochet that I showed last time. I put that yarn into another project which I'm going to share later, but I don't know, it just wasn't working. I have other plans to make a Tunisian crochet shawl with other yarn that's sitting in that bag. But yeah, the yarn that I used before is repurposed in a project that's waiting right there behind me. I'm going to share that in a little bit. But first, oh yeah, I also didn't make any progress on my cardigan number 4, so I'm not going to show that. Oh, we're getting a little inappropriate. And I've also haven't worked on my masala shawl, which is sitting there looking at me, and I should be working on that, but I did some commission work, some mittens, 2 jumpers, and they just took priority, and it moved into a corner and was since forgotten about, so I should probably take that out again and work on it, because I'm still really excited about that. But yeah, nothing to show. And so we move on to socks. Not sure if I've shown them last time. I've shown one of them last time. But this, so I did show it, but then I ripped it back out and then started over. These are my cable socks, and this is how much I got. I've turned the heel and have just started the gusset decreases. It is not focusing. Yeah, but you get the gist. There's 3 cables running on the front, 2 twists inwards, and then a cable down the center, and a, what's it called? Eye of Partridge. Oops. Eye of Partridge heel flap. It's a pattern that I'm making up, but I've seen a very similar version done by Inga from Knitting Traditions, and she wrote a pattern. I'm not using that, but it looks pretty much the same, so yeah. Anything else I have to say about them? Yes, they are worked as at a DK gauge. This is the yarn I'm using. It's just a natural or cream colored, oops, there's a hair on it, sock yarn. I think it's called Meilenweit by Lana Grossa. Not 100% sure, but it's very simple, pretty nice. And I'm knitting them on 3.5mm needles using my little 9-inch mini circulars, and I've got a stitch marker on there, which is just a little tree. Can I get that in focus? I'm not sure. No. Okay, hold on. Here you go. Yeah. And they are very slow progress because I had already knitted up one half pair, like one full sock and then a little bit of the first, but there were too many stitches and they were just too big, and so I decided to rip it out and start over and do a little bit of a different design. Yeah. So yeah, this is the original ball with the sock, and this is the ripped out one. And they are living in a new project bag. Ta-da! It's a cute little snap. They got straps and a satin lining. It's by Contigo Fairtrade shop. And I went Christmas shopping with my brother, and we went into this Fairtrade shop looking for something for my mum, and I saw this and something else I'm going to show later in acquisitions. They were all individual bags, like none of them were the same, but they all had these beautiful prints on them, and so I treated myself to this one, and I'm loving it. It's so nice. It's like Hermione's bag, like Harry Potter Hermione, her bag in, which movie is it? One of the last ones, where she can fit everything into this bag. Like, this bag fits so much. I've had a shawl and socks and my notions pouch in here, and I don't know how, but it does. It fits. And it also fits my second pair of socks, which I'm working on. These are my first toe-up socks, and so far it's fun. I used the, hold on, I don't know which cast on I used. It's the one that doesn't leave a mark, or doesn't leave a ridge, it just goes. And I've got a little progress keeper on here. The pattern is by me, it's just 2 braids, and I'm storing my yarn in here because you can do that with toe-up socks. The yarn that I'm using is a mystery yarn. It's the yarn that I used for my first ever socks, which were cuffed down, and I'm hoping to get shorties out of it. But it's just this, yeah, it has pinks and greys and beige and a little bit of green. No, my camera has difficulties focusing today, I feel like. Yeah. It's nice. As you can see, it's noodle yarn, and I have used it in a different project which I ripped out again, and I'm too lazy to wash and block my yarn before reusing it. I don't really mind. It's coming out alright, and I'm gonna block these anyway, so why block it in between? Yeah, and these are knit on 2.5mm needles, and I'm using a DP set. Right, going back into the bag, going on, where do I put this? Going there. Right, I've got 2 more whips, and then I've got quite some acquisitions and plans. How are we doing on time? We're at 25 minutes. Why is my... I'm filming this on my phone. I don't know why it's suddenly gone dark. Alright. Let's move on. My first handmade project bag is this big one, big boy with the butterflies and a drawstring, and it is housing a very special project. I'm still on a run with shawls. So far I've only completed one, and I've gifted that to my godmother. But yeah, I've got quite some shawls in the works and plans, and this one is exciting. Let's take out the ball bands as well. Sorry for the rustling. Alright. Tell you about the yarn first. I'm using Royal Alpaca by Lang Yarns, which is 100% alpaca, and it is so crazy soft. It doesn't have a name, it only has a number. And then I'm using two different colors, which I'm going to show you in a second, from Ecopuno by Lana Grossa. Oh no, it's flipped, you can't read it anyways. Which is cotton with merino and baby alpaca, so it's also very soft and has a lovely little halo. And I won't be able to show you the shawl in like extended because it's too wide and it's on quite short needles for that. But here it is. So this is the Royal Alpaca, which is so incredibly soft. Oh my god, this is like, this is so soft. And then this is the Ecopuno in a grey and this like creamy beige. And a little progress keeper, which is perfectly keeping with the theme because this is a crescent shawl. You can't tell. I'm sorry. I'm hoping to have finished it by next time, so I can show you properly. But yeah, it's so like this down here is the straight edge, and then it's gonna go like this. It's a self-draft. Has broken 1x1 rib, a rolled hem, then some eyelets. Can you see them? And then some lace that I'm currently making up as I go. And yeah, I'm hoping to write a pattern yet again. I've got so many pattern plans. I'm very happy that I've got that many ideas, but it takes time, and it takes confidence to start. And I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, it's a lot of fun knitting on this, and I think I'm gonna make it a little bit longer because so far this is the depth. I'm showing the wrong side. This is the depth. It's alright. Maybe this much longer? Yeah, roundabout. Anyways. So yeah, this is one of the things I'm working on more consistently than my socks, for example. And a bit of rustling, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, and these are, so I can't show you this one in the bowl yet, anymore. Can't show it in the bowl anymore because I already used it up. But I can show you the other two. And you can see the halo? I'm sure. But yeah. really nice, very soft, very squishy. And I'm knitting it on a 4mm needle. Right, back into the project bag and off to the side. Ooh, one more work in progress, which that was the Cardinal, it was me. One more work in progress, which I only started yesterday, but it's already so addicting. And it's the Beekeepers quilt by Tiny Owl Knits, and it's a scrappy blanket. I'm making a scrappy blanket like it's a long-term work in progress. A granny stripe made from cotton yarn, just whenever I've got time or whenever I want to. Maybe I'll show that to you. Hold on. Alright, so this was my first scrappy blanket project that I've started, and it's just a simple granny stripe. Ta-da. It is massive, it is super long. It's like stretching from one hand to the other, which makes it 165 meters, 1.65 meters. And yeah, look, I am using all kinds of leftover cotton yarn from various projects, but since it's cotton, it's super heavy, and yeah, just a lot to work on. It's not nearly finished. Can you see the size? Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's not nearly finished. And I've got this box of very random cotton with some hand-dyed stuff and some mini skeins. Oh, it's blown out. And just some like scrappy bits. Oh no, okay, there it is. With just some scrappy bits. And this one is crochet on 3.5mm needles, and it's fun. It's just these like double crochets. But yeah, it's a long-term project. It's very long-term. So what did I decide to do? I decided to start another scrappy blanket, but this time knitting. And so the Beekeepers quilt is really genius. They are these super cute little hexagons that you knit up, and as you can see, they're puffy because you knit them and then you stuff them with whatever, and then in the end you will sew them together, and it makes like a knitted quilt, and it's so much fun. And so yeah, I started last night, and I already have seven of them. For now, just this one color. But they take like 20 to 30 minutes to make, and it's just really nice. I'm knitting them on DPNs as they suggest in the pattern, and these are the other. This is my box of yarn. It's not very pretty, but these are the other colors I'm gonna use. So we've got some more blue, we've got leftover sock yarn, which I probably could make socks out of these, but I've knit so many socks lately, and this is leftover from my dad's Christmas gift socks, and so yeah, I much rather put them in a blanket because then we've got memories and they last a lot longer than socks probably will. I've got some leftover sock yarn, which is Lana Grossa Meilenweit in the chai colorway, which is a favorite of mine. I've got just random bits, some fluffy yarn, which is too little to do anything big with it. I've got some leftover from my dad's birthday socks. Some really old tweed yarn, and this one, which I showed last time, which is the Handwerk Hemp Merino sock yarn, which I thought I'd put in socks, but I don't know. For now it's living in this box and is gonna be in this Quilt. I think it's Quilt. Not sure. Maybe let me know down in the comments. Yeah, and some more red. Got some leftover from my simple raglan with a twist. Yeah, various things in here. And I'm collecting my hexagons in this little basket. So yeah, very fun to make, and it's probably gonna take me quite a bit of time to get a full-size blanket. But that's okay. It's just this like ongoing project in the back that you can just, maybe I do like a plan of doing one every day, maybe. Yeah, everyone has those blanket projects, right? They just trot along in the background, get a row of two or two, then whenever, and yeah, that's just 2 blankets that I can work on if I'm feeling safe. Right, I'm waffling, I'm sorry. That is all my finished objects and work in progresses. Now I'm gonna move into acquisitions and talking about my knitting plans and showing you some yarn that I dyed. But if that's not your jam, then thank you for being here, and yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. If you want to stick around, let's keep going. The tea's cold now, so it's really nice and refreshing. Okay, where shall we start? Let's start with this and this. Let's start with tools. So, I've got a regular sized interchangeable needle set. 2020 for Christmas, and then 2021 I've got a mini set of interchangeable needles, and these are so my first set is Knit Pro as well, and these are a special collector's edition by Knit Pro. They come in this little pouch, and then there's another pouch, and then there are all the needles, and I think they're gorgeous. They are these blue wooden needles. They come in 7 different sizes, ranging from 3mm to 6mm needles, and I love them. I've already used them in 2 projects, and just really nice for sleeves, because then you don't have to magic loop. I hate magic looping. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. And you don't have to use DPNs because they can be quite fiddly, and so yeah, I like using these little ones. They're fun. Hold on. Am I in focus now? Have I been out of focus the whole time? Hope not. I just noticed. Anyways, we'll keep going because we'll carry on. Because I've already filmed for over half an hour and I don't want to do that again. Yeah, we'll keep going. So, this is my mini interchangeable needle set, which I'm very, very happy with. And then I've already shown you this one. And with that, so this was a gift from myself to myself for Christmas, and my brother got me this Notion pouch, and as you can see it's the same fabric, but this Notion pouch is amazing. It has a little thing, and then it opens up and it has two big compartments. One is just holding my gauge measure and cable needles and stuff like that, and the other one is holding my measuring tape, my little shears, clippers, and a little pouch where I keep the keys for the interchangeable needles and the stoppers and my darning needles in. And then in the middle of these there's another compartment where I keep all my, oh, I don't want to drop them. Oh no, you can't see them like this. Where I keep all my stitch markers. And so I don't have any that I've purchased anywhere. I've made them all myself from old jewellery. Some are still just regular jewellery like this, which is, excuse my fingernails, this is awful, okay, which is just a piercing or like an earring. Yeah, anyways, it's just rings. And some I've made from crystals. So for example, these are crystals, but they are old earrings, which I just turned into stitch markers. I didn't mean to give you the finger, I was just showing. Oh my god, this episode is a mess. Like this. And yeah, for example, this one is just an old earring with a was on a necklace. But yeah, the ones that I wanted to show you are these. Which I made from crystals. Can you see that? And yeah. So these are rhodonite and rose quartz. And I do have some with amethysts, but I can't find them. I might have used them on a project. Not sure. Oh yeah, and then I have these ones, which also very much enjoy, which I made a little while ago. Where's the third one? I don't know. It's the tree one that I had on my socks. They're just these little charms. Is it gonna focus? I'm not sure. And so one of them is a leaf. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, anyways, in the middle of the notions pouch, there's my stitch markers. And yeah, it's very handy. It fits a lot of stuff and I love this design. Oh yeah, and also there's yet another compartment which is underneath that little button, and this is where I'm storing scrap yarns that are too small to do anything with and that I use to hold stitches for like arm sleeves. Oh my god. Okay, I'm slowly losing it. Good thing we're almost through. Right. We've covered this and this. And then, yeah, we'll do this one first. So my Christmas gifts were, I said in the beginning I wasn't going to talk about Christmas, but, well, yeah, acquisition, Christmas gifts. I'm not going to talk about what I've knitted for Christmas, but I'm going to talk about what I've got because it's exciting. Okay, oh, this is so gorgeous. This, look at that. I want to say it's my first proper hand dyed by an indie dyer. Not sure they're indie dyed, but like indie maker. So these are from Cowgirl Blues. They are based in South Africa. And this one is the Merino Lace Single. It's 100% wool. And this one is the Kitzik, which is 70% mohair and 30% silk. And they are both in the colorway Writing in the Sand, and I think they are amazing. They are so gorgeous, and I am planning to make a shawl, knit a shawl with them held together. Yeah, look out for that. I'm very excited. I don't know when I can start that because I told myself I wanted to clear my needles before starting new projects. So far, I have started new projects without clearing my needles first, but yeah, we'll keep that approach. Slowly work through the stuff I have before committing to anything large again. Like, I've got my cardigan number 4 that I have to finish, that I want to finish because I really want to wear it. And I've got the other shawl and the other shawl, and I want to get those big projects off my needles. I don't really care about the socks because they're just in the background, or the really big large projects like the blankets down here. I'm not really talking about those, but I'm talking about larger garments and shawls before casting on more garments and shawls. So yeah, these are gorgeous. I love them. And then we have in this bag, which is just an old bag, we've got really nice yarn. I am okay, maybe I should do a little live intervention, like live chat in between. So I am engaged to someone, and he's living in New Zealand, and I'm hoping to move to New Zealand fairly soon and move there. It's been in the plans for quite a while, but so far, because of COVID, it is difficult to get visa and to get permission to enter, and yeah, so whatever. I am going to knit him a sweater, and I will do the single mold by Max the Knitter in Isager or Isager, I'm not sure how you say that, in this beautiful black, held together. So this is the Highland wool in charcoal, which is 100% wool. No, the Highland wool is 100% wool and the colorway is called charcoal. And I'm gonna hold this together with this. Let me show them all three to you because they're slightly different. With these. So like this. This one is slightly, no, they're all getting blown out. Or maybe this one's better. Yeah, it's better back here. So this one is more accurate. So yeah, this together with these, and these I've dyed myself. It's a kit silk, which means 70% mohair and 30% silk, and I just put stuff in the dye pot and this came out. This is better. This is more accurate. It has some very green spots, some more like mustardy green, there's some grey, there's some mauve, some very yellow. Yeah, he described it as the color palette of Mona Lisa, if you want. And so this together with this and the single mold pattern by Max the Knitter is gonna be the jumper that I will make for him. But yeah, that's probably gonna take a while too, because like I said, I want to finish I want to finish the stuff that's on my needles first, and before starting any more garments or larger projects, bigger projects. Moving on from that self-dyed yarn to some more self-dyed yarn, because I was on a roll. And let's start with this. This is some merino, and oh, it's getting blown out again. This is better. I hope it can focus. This is some Merino Linen Blend, and it's 80% merino, 20% linen. Oops, I'm sorry. It's fine, like in my day-to-day wear, but I don't feel like exposing myself on the internet. So, yeah, back to the yarn. This one is very mustardy orange, I want to say, with hints of green, and yeah, was fun to do. I wanted it to be more caramelly. Sort of is, but in real life it's a little bit more yellow, a little bit more bright. Hold on. Maybe it is. It's not caramel, so yeah, but it's still, I love it. It's gorgeous. I haven't decided what to do with it. I was thinking maybe a pattern, a colorwork pattern by Jennifer Steingass. And I still need the contrast color. I have one more skein of this undyed, so it's white. And I was thinking maybe like a grey or blue, or maybe just white as a contrast with this. We'll see. This was one batch. Then the next batch is very plain. It's just grey. It looks heathered because this is, what's this? It's a blown yarn. So it's a cotton tube, and they've blown alpaca and merino into it, I believe. So this one is super blown out, but I'm hoping you can see the halo. Not sure. Back here it's more accurate. So it's a heathered black. I've only got 2 skeins of it. Not sure what to do with it. If you've got any suggestions or ideas, let me know. Yeah. It's a fingering weight, I want to say. Yeah. Alright, and lastly, I've got this, which is Scrumptious Merino, 100%. It is superwash, but that makes it so soft. And once again, I was trying for caramel, and out came this blue. No, not blue. Sorry. Oh god. Okay, let's wrap this up. Out came this green, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's really nice green. But as you may be able to tell, I have no idea when it comes to dyeing. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's just fun to throw stuff in a pot and put in yarn and see what comes out of it. And so far I have dyed naturally with some blueberries, but I don't have that yarn around anymore. That worked medium well, and I've dyed these things with a non-acidic powdered dye by a company I don't remember anymore. Got it like a year ago. And their colors are fine, but they're not coming out as described or as I wanted them to come out. So yeah, I'm just mixing them in various combinations, and this is what I've gotten so far. I am planning to try dyeing with rosemary. I've heard that produces quite a nice color range, and yeah, but green instead of caramel, and it's just super nice. Don't know what to do with this again. Maybe just like a little summer top or something. And that is it. We made it. Oh my gosh. I think this is episode number 5. I thought I was getting into it, but I'm still rambling and I'm still all over the shop, and I'm probably at an hour in time. I'm not gonna cut this much. I'm trying out a different editing software. We'll see how that goes. So yeah. Anyways, I am gonna get back to knitting. I'm gonna clear all of this up and tidy a little bit, and then maybe make myself a cup of coffee. That sounds good. And then sit down with a shawl, or maybe another hexagon. We'll see. Anyways, I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that you're staying safe and healthy. I'm wishing you fun with your knitting and some quiet hours to yourself. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.